That was nicely done. You know, the clap's getting less annoying on my ears. Thank you for that.
Yeah, well, the more practice we have, the
The
more
better
used to it you should be.
the better you get.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. All
Yeah.
right, Dad. Title of today's video
Yes.
has to do with certified used cars.
You're kidding.
No,
Okay, cool.
we literally talked about this 5 minutes ago. Um,
You gotta let the people in on that.
Stop looking at me. Look at them. I'm
Look,
not.
I'm
You
sorry.
look at me. Them.
I need to be looking at you folks. I'm going to ignore this guy to my right.
Perfect. All right. So here's the deal. We're gonna run through certified used cars. The
Yes.
first question I have for you is
Yeah.
if you could talk
Yes.
about franchised car dealerships and what does it actually mean when they go through a certification process? Is it just so they can sell a car more? And when I say franchised, I mean directly. They're a manufacturer
New
dealership.
new new car new car dealerships that certified some of their pre-owned cars. For instance, let's say Lexus certified or Acura certified. Those programs are established by the manufacturer themselves. So there's certain guidelines that the dealers have to live with when it comes to those programs, as far as the reconditioning required, as far as the condition of the vehicle that would even be allowed to be a certified pre-owned car. Can never have been in a major accident or severe accident where there was any frame damage or anything along those lines. So there could have been some damage that's been repaired, but it can't be major damage that's been repaired. And so not only will those dealerships, will they have to do the normal state inspection for a vehicle, they will then have to do the mandated either Lexus or Acura or whatever brand it is, inspection of the vehicle, which is really, really comprehensive because it looks not just at mechanical things, but it looks at the overall condition of the car and the appearance of the car. And then they have to bring it up to those certain certified standards. For instance, when we were still in the business, we helped a gentleman get a certified 7 Series. And the dealership delivered the car directly to him, and well, every wheel was scuffed, kind of like your S90, and well, they told him he could pay for it, and he told me about it, and I told him, well, I know that the BMW certified program that you can't sell the car with scuffed wheels. They would have had to have taken care of it prior to selling the car. So when everything was all said and done, the dealer agreed to take care of the wheels because, well, they were supposed to have done it in the first place. So there's certain standards that the car has to meet, or it has to be brought up to. And then the beauty of the factory certified programs is that it typically extends the factory bumper to bumper warranty for a couple more years.
Most of them that I was doing research on are 1 year, 12,000 mile.
Well,
On the bumper to bumper, on the limited bumper to bumper, but then on the powertrain warranty, a lot of like the extended powertrain warranties can be for, I think Toyotas is something ridiculous, like 8 years or something crazy like
well,
that
I was going to say when I was with Acura, it was 6 years, 100,000 miles.
on the powertrain.
No, on the extended
Bumper to
factory
bumper.
coverage
Wow.
was 6 years or 100,000 miles, whichever came first, and the 6 years was measured from the date that the car was first put in service.
Okay, gotcha.
Okay.
Not from the date of purchase.
No,
Sorry.
no.
Okay.
So
Well, I think that's actually really good that. I'm sorry I cut you off, but I think it's actually really good I did, because that's a point of confusion that I think we should dive into. Is you do one of these CPO programs, when do those warranties take effect?
and they take effect the day the car was first registered as a sold unit. So its in service date determines. Sorry about that. Determines exactly. It really pisses my director off. Really determines when the warranty started. So if somebody is looking at, say, a 2018 Lexus that was originally put into service, say, October 1st, 2017, and they buy it as a certified car, and it gets extended for 6 years, that 6 years would end on October 1st, 2023.
And can you explain what does in service mean? Does that mean the date it was first titled?
That means the date it was first sold, reported sold to the manufacturer. That's what's known as an RDR, a retail delivery report. every time every time a dealership sells a car, they must report it to the manufacturers, the date that it was sold and who it was sold to. Um, so, and the reason that they use that date as opposed to when the title was issued is because there can always be a 2 or 3 week or even a 4 week delay in titling because of how the state's backed up doing their title work.
Gotcha.
So, in-service date is the date that the car was first reported to the manufacturer as a sold unit. That could also be the in-service date for service loaners, because when a dealership has a car that's in service loaner fleet, well, those cars are designated service loaners oftentimes prior to when they get there.
Mm-hmm.
And so the day that the dealership puts it into service, it gets reported to the manufacturer, and that's the in-service date. Or in some cases where dealers will pull cars out of their new car inventory and put them into service loaner fleet, the date that they did that would be the first in-service date.
Gotcha. So that's actually really important. If you're seeing a certified pre-owned vehicle and you're interested in it, make sure you understand what the in-service date is.
And absolutely ask the dealer where you're looking at a certified pre-owned car, what exactly is the extension of the warranty? What does it cover? What doesn't it cover? How long does it cover it for? Because you need to know those things.
So it sounds like there are two primary benefits to the franchise dealer certified pre-owned program. So the Toyota, the Hyundai, the Lexus, the Acura CPO program. One would be the inspection that it goes through. The inspection is more robust than the traditional used car inspection.
That would be correct.
Okay.
Yes.
And then two would be the additional and extended warranties.
Yes. Exactly.
Now, as a customer, you're paying extra for that, obviously.
Absolutely, because the dealer has to pay the manufacturer for the privilege of
So explain
making that
that.
a certified pre-owned car. Well, the dealer is basically helping to offset the extra cost that the manufacturer might have by extending that warranty. So it could depend on the type of model, but the CPO charge that a dealer gets charged from the manufacturer could be anywhere from, say, $600 to maybe $1,200 on certain SUVs and things like that. So if the dealer enrolls the vehicle in the manufacturer's certified pre-owned program, well, the dealer has to pay the manufacturer for that. And so that gets factored into the additional costs in that vehicle, which is why CPO cars cost more than non-CPO cars. The two major reasons are, A, it has an extended warranty that the non-CPO car wouldn't have, and B, they had greater costs in order to certify it.
And now that you're mentioning that, I'm thinking there are usually in a lot of CPO programs other benefits as well, like roadside assistance.
Yes.
And even if I'm not mistaken, like you've got like a hotline that you can call if you need help or you get stuck. I mean, like all sorts of stuff like that.
I know with Acura it included their concierge services
Exactly,
and
yeah.
everything else. I mean, so it's you can buy at an independent lot a certified car.
Yeah, and let's
But
talk
it's not.
about that.
But it's not factory certified, and that certification program is underwritten by an independent insurance company. Okay, and not to say that it might not be as an extensive coverage, but more than likely it's not as extensive as the extended factory coverage on a car.
And when you say coverage, you mean the warranty.
Warranty coverage. Okay, and also it might not require as in depth a view into the car for reconditioning
The
and things.
inspection.
Yes, that could be wrong. And here's the other key: those type of programs that are underwritten by insurance companies. I don't want to scare anyone, but insurance companies have been known to go out of business. There were a number of cases where there were extended warranty companies that offered the extended service agreements for cars, and then suddenly, well, they had to pay out so much money that they went bankrupt, and people that were holding those extended service contracts when they needed them, they could get nothing out of them because, well, that insurance company that had underwritten it had gone out of business.
Yeah, no, totally. So when you get a third-party warranty of any sort, outside of CPO or not, that's something to be aware of as
Yes.
you're going down that path. But specifically, when you see on Car Gurus or Cars.com and it says certified used, and then you click on it and it's Jake's Autos or Mary's Motor Coaches. See what
Oh,
I
I
did
like
there?
that. Yeah.
You're good with words? Says your
Oh,
son.
yeah. Well, is that what they call alliteration?
I don't know.
Okay.
We're two college dropouts. Um,
Hmm.
that CPO program,
Yes.
that certified used car, sure, you're looking at a Toyota Supra. It's not the Toyota certified used program, and that's something to be very clear on. And that's why you can't really compare apples to apples. The one that's
Well, they're
at
not
the,
apples to apples.
well, okay, no two used cars are the same.
Yeah.
Thank you.
No, but I don't mean it like that.
Yeah, you're hitting the point that I'm.
Yeah. It's not apples to apples to compare a Lexus certified pre-owned to an independent lots certified pre-owned
Of that same model,
of
make,
that same
year,
yeah.
Lexus. Yeah.
That is truly apples to oranges, or maybe even apples to pears.
And pear apples are good.
Yeah.
And you can go online, and all these manufacturers are, there's marketing material out the wazoo about the inspection they do, how the vehicles are, rigorously reviewed, and the extended warranties and all the perks of being a part of that. If you're buying a used car not from that franchise dealership and it's from the pot lot, it's not going to have all those perks and benefits. It's going to have whatever that third-party underwriter has.
Exactly.
And you have to understand the difference between the two because
Yes.
it's going to implicate price and it's also going to implicate the value you get
Yes.
out of it being CPO'd, right?
Yes, absolutely. So those are just some things to look at when you're talking about CPO.
Brings to mind a question I have, though.
Okay.
Let's say you keep talking Lexus and Acura. Let's say I'm interested in a certified pre-owned Lexus.
Mhm.
Can an Acura dealership sell a certified Lexus car? Can that work?
They could sell a Lexus that had been certified, but the minute that customer traded in that car to another dealer, that certification ends.
Really?
So yes, your Acura dealer could sell a car that had been certified, but it would no longer be certified.
Gotcha.
Yes. So, for instance, your Volvo is certified.
Yeah.
Okay, if you traded your Volvo in on a Lexus, the Lexus dealer could no longer sell it as a certified vehicle because the certification ended the moment you traded it in.
Gotcha. But if I traded it back in or sold it to a Volvo dealership, that Volvo dealership might try and certify it again.
And oftentimes what the manufacturers will do is they'll charge a lower cost to the dealership to recertify a previously certified car.
That's really interesting.
Well, because it's been certified before.
Interesting. Okay.
Well, you got to love when that happens.
So, final question for you.
Yes. Before we call Dan back?
Is it worth it? Are certified used vehicles worth it? And I guess if you could answer from both the perspective of franchise dealership, independent dealership, and if you're considering, the other option, which is non-certified or private party sale, like the premium that you pay, which maybe you could even speak to that. Like, how much of a markup is there in the CPO? Is it worth it?
Well, you're asking the wrong guy because I spent 43 years in the car business, so I believe that it's worth it. Especially on retired service loaners that have been certified, because oftentimes those cars have only been in service fleet for maybe 6-7 months. So you might end up picking up a whole extra year of warranty coverage, of which I have to look at you, of which only 6 months of it has been used. For instance, our family purchased a pre-owned certified MDX at a dealership that I worked at. And the car had like 5,500 miles on it and hadn't been a service loaner for like 5 or 6 months. The warranty on my certified car was longer and for more miles than had I purchased a brand new one that had 0 miles on it.
I remember that MDX.
Yes. So, yes, it can be worth it for the extended coverage, for the extended peace of mind, for all the benefits that you get from it. Yeah. So now your independent lots with their certified cars, I don't know. I would look into who's actually underwriting that program.
Gotcha.
Yes.
And obviously, the big distinction between a private party sale and a price being a couple $1,000s lower versus the CPO'd Acura. I mean, you have to understand, like what you just described, that 6 year, 100,000 mile
Yeah,
warranty.
but
There's some
let's
value to
say
that.
it's 75,000 miles. It needed a transmission. Well, that transmission is going to be more than the $2,000 that the car might have been priced higher than.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, there, it's for everybody to weigh it. Um, the manufacturers like to sell the certified pre-owned cars because they figure that it keeps their customers in their brand longer, and I think ultimately it does.
So if you're out there and you're thinking, okay, CPO certified use, that's just a hoax. It's a way to make more money. Um, nah, I mean,
Mhm.
there's some benefit there for the
Yeah.
customer.
Now, you might say to me in one of the comments, well, why don't they certify all cars? Well,
It's a great question.
the reason they don't is, some people can't afford that certified car. So that $2,000 that might have been added to the car because it was certified. Well, if you sell just a regular pre-owned one that isn't certified and it's $2,000 less, suddenly it becomes more affordable
Yeah,
for other
you need
people.
a mix of
Yeah.
inventory.
Exactly. For all walks of life and monthly payment structures that are comfortable for people.
Yeah,
Yeah,
makes sense.
yeah.
All right. Well, I guess you got a phone call to make.
I think I do. Dan's probably waiting with bated breath, wondering why I didn't answer him.
You'll have fun explaining to him. All right. Well, thank
Okay.
you, Dad. You got any comments, questions? Leave them down below. As you can see, Pops likes to answer them.
And we apologize for not having done the review of June sales, but I don't have all that information yet. So we promise to do another video with that information once we have it available, so we can go over day supply and what the sales had looked like for the month of June. So we apologize in advance.
Yeah, yeah. By the time you're watching this, we've probably already filmed it, so it'll be up soon. And that has a big impact on what's happening in the new car market, which
Yes,
obviously, as we talked about, has an impact on what's happening in the used car market.
yes,
The markets, man.
yeah. Markets, man. Markets, just the markets, man.